Hello there, my lords. This is Isix, and I am here to give you a tour of my castle build for the contest for the Lords of Minecraft server. So, first off, let's have a quick overview of the exterior. The general feel I've tried to go is sort of this busy, detailed stonework that it's all the rage with the kids these days, but also lots of windows. Because, well, windows are sort of a sign of confidence, wealth, power. Someone who is secure in their throne are not worried about armies invading, so they can have nice big windows and have nice things. So yes, you can see obviously the observatory and garden on the roof. There's a small stable out back, and we're going to start the tour off here in the fountain area here. As requested, there's King Puss and Lord Willikers coming in for that epic kiss in a little sort of fountain area here. There is sort of balconies up there on both sides, and a nice sort of situations. The servants or dignitaries come through below the warm embrace of the two, and right into the throne room. Nice, glowing, bright place. They double throne sort of setup for the Majesties. Obviously, red for King Puss, pink for Queen Shay, and there's sort of I guess the general idea is sort of it looks like a single throne, but it's actually room for two thrones, or spaces for, both of them. Now, the main, I guess I should explain sort of the general way to go up and down in the castle here. There are sets of stairways to either side of the throne room, going up to the second level. You can see here, hallway going off that way, and the same is true on the other side. The stairways continue up into the third level, which is where most of the servant quarters are. You can see by the green clay areas there. And there's also hallways down the middle. There's another stairway coming up here to the fourth level, which is the Lord's Room area. And from the sides of this, more stairways going further up, and up, and up, to the Royal area, where the Majesties have their residence, and some other rooms of interest. Alright, so you'll also notice this giant sort of shaft area in the middle. This is obviously for having a good view. Also, well, the lords, they can have that possibility to jump real high, so, yeah. So, might as well have a nice, easy, simple way for them to get up and about. One level to the other. Alright, so, that's the throne room and the main ways to get around. Now let's go for another big draw. Here is the round table, with one seat for each district, unless I miscounted. A throne for the queen, a throne for the king. So the queen can obviously sit wherever she likes, but she might want to have the nice, prettier throne here. But if she wants to sit with the other lords for some reason, there's a place for the baron's chair there. There's also the movie theater over here. So if the lords get tired of debating the rules of the day, they can come over here and enjoy a nice film of something. There's also another sort of little lounge area over here. Nice private dining room for the lords. Roaring fireplace. Even a private washroom. Nice, eh? Little seating area over here. Computer in case they need to check their email. As the lords do. There are a number of areas, including this one here, that are presently designed to be, I guess, restricted access. So the lords can sort of get away from the peasants and alright, we're gonna go ahead and, seal this up and get our meeting going. But they're still being annoying and loud, so let's retreat even further. Now, over here, we got just sort of a small meeting room of sorts, in case the lords or maybe some servants or whoever want to hang out. Or if the king and queen are in attendance, the servants can wait here until they're called upon. There's the ladies' room and the stairways going downstairs to the very dankest, darkest zoo, which I'll get to later. Here is the lab area, Lab area is requested for this corner of the castle. We start off the clean room, so go ahead and get clean. Working shower. Hopefully the importation of the castle will preserve things like that, but if not, well, it can be, whatever. Here's the prep room. So once you're cleaned up, you get prepped. Get nice little sort of lab defenses, I guess, sort of thing going on. And then you get to the dank room. So you got clean, you got prepped, now you get danked. So this is the area for the study of plants, obviously. Just plants. Nothing else. And you got the main lab, a massive supercomputer, and various stations for various sorts of science. Science of various sorts, yes. Like the creepers. Do they explode if you open a trapped chest? Apparently not. Lots more computers and all that fun stuff. There is a stairway to the observatory, so I'll only go up partially here. This goes all the way to the top of the castle, and a nice big spiral staircase. It also connects to Lord Nizlin's room, since he likes to do lots of science experiments, and he might want to come down here to have a go at some of the equipment. Let's move on to... Oops. I've changed out some of the buttons for pressure plates, but some areas it still kind of fits the theme to have buttons. So we're done with that half of the floor. The barcade. What a glorious place. So you got the bar here, you got the food dispensary with hamburgers and ice cream cakes. Now, I will point out that I could have put together a redstone device to deploy items all the way over here, but, given, lordly abilities, they might have a better way than me setting up a bunch of redstone or whatever. And plus, they need to make the device on the other end purely infinite. So, there's that. We got ourselves a diving board. We got ourselves a water slide. We got ourselves several bananas around here. It's all cool stuff. We got a water slide coming in from the roof. We'll get to that later, obviously. We got ourselves a nice little hot tub over here, all boily and steamy and bubbly. And we got ourselves a number of various, game console or arcade machines. Some of them are, referential to the Lord, some of them to the community in general. Like, the Minecraft. It's a series of cubes. All that fun stuff. We got the arbor room. I called it that because I forgot how to spell arboretum. Got ourselves a little conveyor belt coming in from the kitchen. Just a nice little seating area. We clear out the weather. For some reason, my world here really likes thunderstorms. We got the men's room. The TP is probably in the small chest there. We got the royal kitchen. We got a giant keg. We got the Foodomatic 5000 fresh food 24/7. We got the super oven. Not super awesome, super oven. We got the cake / peasant press for all your peasant pressing needs. We got the royal pantry. And, of course, the wine cellar. The best of the vineyards has to offers. We got various sinks. We got prep areas over here. Here's one of my favorite things. The royal fridge, so all the food for the king goes here, obviously. We got the lord fridge, so all the food for the lords goes in this one. We got the squire fridge, so there's a lot of there's in the past there's been a number of squires, and they get a little bit of food, but not a whole lot. You got the serf fridge, which is basically a fridge door propped up against the wall here, and of course we have the present fridge, which is just a empty hole in the ground. Yep. And for some reason, my keyboard is screwing up here, so I'll be right back. Alright, whatever the problem was is apparently gone. Yeah, so, where was I? Yes, more food prep area, various foods in various levels of completion, and there's a random toaster there. It's been a while since I've looked in some of those areas. So if I seem slightly confused, it's because it's been like a week since I built something. Yeah. Alright, so we got trash cans and another way going downstairs. So let's move up to the next level. Next level is mainly, upper parts of the room from down here. But there are the first of the servant plots. like this one. Nice little overlook of the Arboretum if they so choose to use it. There's another one down that way, sort of in the corner. There are several more over here, including this sort of little lovely space. Got this one, which has 2 doorways. Ooh, swanky. And we have the Royal Laundry. It's a bunch of, laundry machines, ironing boards, wash bins, all sorts of things. And a place for detergent. Don't drink it, it's a bad idea. Because, the Majesties, they go through a lot of clothes. If anything gets slightly dirty, they need to change. So, can't have royalty wearing soiled clothing. That'd be madness. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and hop over top here. Whoops. Got another little plot over there. This is the upper area for the round table area, so got a trash dispenser here, including, I didn't know how to do that before, but, another room here, and a room for a chief scientist. Why? Because, well, that sounded like a good idea at the time when I was building this area. Moving on up to the 3rd floor. The 3rd floor is mainly the servant area. The general layout is a sort of a grid sort of structure. Got the plots for the servants of various sorts. Each of them a little on the larger size compared to the ones in the lower level, but it all works out. There is also here in the corner, tucked away, the Royal Library. Books for days. All sorts of amazing things to read, and of course, because this is my single-player world and doesn't have the server books on it, well, But it also comes downstairs to the 2nd level. This area is sort of tucked behind everything else, mainly the round table. Got a nice view of the situation there. And the balcony, which I guess I forgot to show the other side, but it just sort of connects to the Royal Laundry area. Oops, got stuck in King Poose's head. Yeah, that happens to everybody though, right? Yes, so a nice little lounge-ish type balcony area to overlook the fountain and the glorious history it represents. Let's go ahead and go back upstairs. This is like the library annex, I guess you could call it. Anywho. So yeah, the servant areas fill out most of this level here. Yes, there are also a couple sort of dominating the front area, so this is where the really important servants, like the people who massage the king's feet, they'd have their, I guess, shop here or something. Nice, pleasant night out, isn't it? Anywho, on request before, final judging whenever, I can change up any of the configurations of this area, but as is, I think there's more than 20 peasant plots in total on this floor and the floor below. The area on this level is supposed to feel a little cramped, because, well, peasants, servants, whatever you want to call them, they don't deserve much, so nice low ceilings, nice sort of boring, stairway intersection here. And moving on up to the Lord Rooms. Now, the first 2 Lord Rooms are actually connected right into this room itself. Here is Baron Kyle's room. Room for a squire-type person. And the Lord's Room itself, nice foresty type environment. His wild nature will no doubt enjoy it. At least I hope so. Got a sleeping area over here. Care for a roll. Ho ho. Get it? It's a lot of hay. And yeah, so I figured, keep it simple, keep it sort of in theme. Here is Lord Nizavin's room, which is part of this Tower of Science sort of thing going on. A nice squire room there. Nice little reading area, sleeping area, enchanting spot. There's also a connection to the observatory staircase. So you go up here, and you keep going up to the observatory, which is here. I can do this now. Actually, I'll finish up Nizavin's room then and show that off. And has an upper level here, so want to do a little more work, a little more magical science or something, this is an area to do it. And button. So, real quick aside, here's the observatory room. Here's the telescope instructions. And how to turn off city lights. Because, light pollution is actually a major issue for, for astronomy in a lot of the parts of the world. That's why people set up telescopes on distant mountains, far away from city lights. And here, you just sort of have a seat, look up to the stars, and see all the prettiness that the cosmos has to offer. Good times. Yes. Whee! Ow. Oh yeah, and there's science crystals floating around, because why not? Let's go back downstairs. Whee! Go ahead and leave my lord's room alone and go bother another one. Now, I want to say that a lot of the tricky parts of this build are finding rooms for everything, or ways to fit things together. And that ends, you can sometimes get squire rooms that are kind of small and weird shapes like this. Here's Lord Costa's room. Tried to go sort of a very Minecrafty feel. Plenty of cakes, of course. A star to sort of represent his logo, and because why not, a little hot tub, sort of thing going on there. Hoo-ha. Moving on to, I believe, Lord Roman's room. Yes. So we got ourselves the squire room here. So I can be isolated here. I decided to go for sort of this, temple church type vibe thing. And his sort of, more living quarter-ish type area is actually up here. Nice big bed to get his lordly sleep on. Yes. In the presence of his god and all that. So I figured it might be a good idea to also have a office from the emissary. Steve, non-electricity man, is a good friend of the Lord's, and they might, not like to have to leave in order to go say hi. So, made him a secretary's room here, and the main room here, small bed, because business people, they sleep in their offices sometimes. A nice desk here, yeah. So just sort of miscellaneous stuff going on here. Moving on to the big guy himself, Lord Willikers. He has a nice big room out front. Here's the squire room here. Very dwarven sort of feel to this place here. And complete with a little shrine. Well, not really a little shrine, it's 3x3x2. And a beacon thing going on, and it means the shrine's in good health. And ourselves, a giant statue head, because why not? We have the bed, for power sleeping. We got ourselves a pile of anvils, because why not? And a nice, sort of decor of the, though we're up in the sky, to sort of make it feel like we're underground. Because why not? Moving on. Now, the lords might, time to time, want to have guests, or people they don't like, to be nearby so they can, keep an eye on them. So I figured a guest room might be in order. So it's not much, but, nice calming sort of pinkish sort of decor here to keep whoever it is, under control and nice and happy. Then there's the prince's room. Prince Spidster. It's Prince Spid himself. Nice giant bed with a mirror above it. A sort of dance floor dominates the middle here. DJ booth. A little sitting area there, and a breakfast nook up here. Because, well, if you're going to have breakfast, you might as well have it in a nookie. Lord Deadbones is on the interior. Nice area for a squire of some sort, complete with the squire's appropriate face mask. And because, well, he's a animated skeleton, I figured, he doesn't really need a bed, so just give him a big throne so he can be all like, hey, come visit me in my room. Then he sits down up here and makes you sit over here, or stand over here and be all like, you're kind of stupid. but that's okay. Because I hate you if you're stupid or if you're not. Now get out of here before I, collect your soul or something. Doo-doo. And also, this is why there might be, like, lava sounds everywhere in the hallway, so don't worry too much about it. I forgot to... one of the thingies, I guess. We're trying to change these out where I can. Finally, Lord Justin's room. So it's sort of like we're inside, I guess, just sort of a medievalish type building of some sort. Squire area there. Go through this one, and suddenly we're in a winter wonderland. With, ice towers and snowmen and a little bit of the vineyard sort of going in. You seem to be some sort of fish, I'm not entirely sure. Nice big bed by the window, overlooking the city that we all love and hold dear to our hearts. Oh, at least us peasants do. Doo-doo. Yeah, so that's the Lord level here. And hopefully my recording's still working. So let's go ahead and go upstairs and check out the royal area. Because that's, well, sort of the next thing on the list of things to do, I guess. Now, normally, this can be... I should explain this. So this is sort of a fresco, sort of describing, sort of the existence of the land of Dank Donk before the coming of the lords and the battle against Barsidius. Because, the big dragon sort of, overlooking the world and controlling it. But hope did come through the golden door. Came the power of our royalty and nobles and knights and things like that. So, first off, let's go over here. And we have some small miscellaneous rooms here. Sort of a dark, decorish type thing. We got the royal reading room. So nice books, a table down there. We have the royal bathroom. With the big bath for big boys and girls. A shower. Hey, it works still. And, of course, some toilets. All good. Then we got over here the royal sparring room, where you can, get in a little area here with a friend and, punch them. And you got various sparring dummies, including one that looks a little bit like me. Doo-doo. Except, evil, apparently. We have the Royal Observatory, which I've already shown you. Doo-doo-doo. And over here, we have the Royal Party Room. Sort of a big dance floor here, / royal roller ring or something. Got some seating areas there. We got a bar over here. Nice speakers piping in the tunes. We got over yonder a DJ booth. Actually, I need to make sure there's a way for the DJ to actually get up there. There we go. Yeah. Do 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 do, etc. Now, moving on to the other side, we have the royal quarters themselves. Nice, big, spacious, very, very pink. Old Man Willikers and Queen Shay touching fingers on the ceiling. I am terrible at pixel art, so I apologize if this is awful. Because it kind of is. Look at her neck. It's tiny. So maybe fix that. There we go. That kind of works better. We got a canopy bed going on here in the shape of a heart. The sheets there sort of covering up there, and the top bits of the heart coming up there. We got ourselves a couple tables. We got ourselves a meeting table and, our breakfast table perhaps. We have the royal water slide, which we'll be taking down in a little bit here. We have the royal wardrobe. So for all your storage needs for various, clothing or doohickeys or Rubik's Cubes, whatever you need. We have the Hall of Wonders, where the King and Queen keep their most precious artifacts, I guess, that people really can't sell. For instance, like the new clothes of the Emperor, or the Esper Crystal, or the Impossible Ice, because look at it, it's like holding in lava, that doesn't work. The vibrant walls of cash money bling bling. Now, I tried to put Queen Shay's head here, but I don't know. It just kept changing back to this one. You know, it kind of reminds me of somebody. We got the Power Cat, because it's a powerful artifact and floats above the fence no matter what we try. The Table of Disagreement. So if you need to have an argument with someone, like seriously, like you find yourself just not having arguments with people, sit them down here, and you can disagree with them. The Wondrous Viewing Windows. The Lost Piece of the Lost... Last Piece of the Lost Portal to the End. Who knows what that means? The Time-Traveling Tree. The Evil Snowman. The Smarmy Skull of Truth-Telling and Puns. Lost Workbench of Zintragia. Mystical Solved Unsolvable Puzzle. Delicious Flower of Lung Love for Old People. The Forbidden Video Game, Danky Kang. Magical Spores. Idol of Lost Crater, Lantern of Dreams. And, of course, a giant magical capacitor here. Ultra magical capacitor. So if you need your magic mana recharged here, you can come out here and like, bzzz. It's all good times. Alright. Now before we take the water slide... Oh, my frame rate's really chugging right now. This is what happens when I, like, try to process video when I'm recording, but damn it. Anyway. So that's a little better. Oh, I need to sort of point out here sort of one of my favorite things about this area. See the fence here? And the granite here? And the, prismarine tile thing? Now, I actually have it arranged just like this, in order to make it look like the prismarine is actually, like, inset, and like a stone fence sort of thing. So it sort of looks like this. You know, sort of attached like that sort of thing. See, it sort of has that feel to it. But it's the prismarine stuff. It's not, you know, mossy fence. Anyway, so here is the way, is a sort of a balcony, so the majesties can come out here and look at the people and go, "Oh, how we pity them for being such terrible, terrible peasants." And then they can go up here and be like, "Let's forget about them. Let's have fun at the garden." Yes, the garden with flowers, roses, seating areas, because, you know, might as well. A little sort of, I guess, farmy patch here. You got a little hill with a random water feature. You got the fresco down below, sort of coming up here. I just figured it'd be too pretty to have just in that dark room down below. We got ourselves some sort of canopy thing. We got ourselves a hedge maze. And yeah, and of course a glorious view of the city. Well, it will be, hopefully. Assuming you pick me. Let's go ahead and check out that water slide. And then we'll check out the basement and probably finish up the tour then. So yes, water slide. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to take my hands off the controls and we'll just enjoy the ride. So yes, water slide. It was probably one of the more tricky things to sort of fit into the, everything else. It also kind of takes up a bit of a void down below to make it go through all the, oh my god, look at all this stuff here in this magical room with giant banana and things going around, and we're just sort of twirling around and all this colorness and wonderful things, and yeah, and we're kind of going through this area here. It's sort of dead space, and then suddenly we're dropping down past the peasants' deterrents, and suddenly we're back at the barcade. Whee! Yeah, and so yeah, that's the water slide there. It's pretty cool. At least I think so. All right, yes, finally, we are gonna check out the dank dark zoo. Some people call it a dungeon, but my world tends to spawn lots of squids, so there's apparently lots of pipe organs contained in the side squid. And yeah. So, the general idea is you got ways for peasants to come in when they are assigned to be in cells, and they don't really have a way out. Let's go ahead and... So they push the button here, come in, and they're like, oh, all there is the toilet, and I guess also my water source, but no button out. That's troublesome. Well, that's because they're supposed to stay there. So here's where the cute animals go. Here's where the dangerous animals go. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, just a hallway going around. Nice, dark, dank place for them to be sealed away forever. And, in case, lords can come in here and look at them and push the button to escape. Because they're lords. Now, there is an area here for special/big animals. So, adorable dragons, they'd be obviously going into this big chamber here. And, of course, naughty lords. So if the majesties ever get pissed at a lord, well, they can put them here and call it good, right? And I probably should put a pressure plate here. That's these little things. These little things. Yes, so we got here the guard room. Just a place for some guards, because we gotta protect the animals in the zoo, right? We got the furnace here. Lots of coal everywhere. Nicely wrapped up coal everywhere. And yeah, that's sort of this spooky face thing going on here. Yeah, I thought it'd be cool. And a stairway up. That leads to a couple things. First off, there is the fact that it leads right into the throne room. So if the queen wants to come down and look at her animals, all she has to do is come over here and use the pressure plate. And there was going to be one on the other side. Because last minute changes, And they just come down here. And she comes down here and enjoys the lighting glitches. This is what happens when I use MC Edit. Sometimes it screws up all my lighting, so I have to go around and, well, fix it. And then, be all like, oh, I want to talk to the animals and say hello and look at them and how adorable and cute they are. And then she comes back upstairs and goes about her business. As majesties do. Now, there's the small royal stable here. I forgot to put a light in here. We'll go ahead and just put it there. Now, because of the royal stables, so, only needs enough room for the king and queen to have horses, so there's a pen. Yep. And that's it. That's the build. That's the castle. I hope you enjoyed this little tour here. For some reason, my computer's being kind of dropping frames here, so hopefully that's not going to be too much a problem for this tour video here, but yeah. I hope you enjoyed this, and if, at the very least, give me my construction here a good consideration, and may the best castle win. This has been Isix, resident of the Magic Quarter and general all-around weirdo, with a little too much time on his hands last month, signing out. Toodles!